Creepypastas.
So, what is exactly a creepypasta? Creepypasta. Well, according to Google, creepypasta. Essentially, internet horror stories or a myth passed around other sites to frighten readers and viewers. The word creepypasta comes from the term copypasta. No, I do not need glasses to read. Or do I? No. So, one of the creepypastas that I will be reading, actually, if it will load, yay, actually, is one that can easily be found. And at the end, I'm going to do a creepypasta that I come up on the spot. I don't script any of my videos. I never have, and I never will. This is the closest I'm going to get to scripting a video. So, if this thing would load, we could get on to this video. Everything's broken. Great. So, we'll be back once I finish this. And we're back online. I just need to click this really quick, and we will be back to this, obviously. So, while this goes on, I'm going to give you a recipe for fake blood. So, first thing that you need, obviously, is red food coloring. You need a lot of red food coloring and a little bit of blue. You don't want to add a lot because the more blue you add, the more purple it's going to look. And you cannot go back. And you want a little bit of baking soda. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just a bit. Tiny little bit. And then you mix that thoroughly, and you got fake blood. Well, and obviously you're going to have to test it. But at the end, and most of the time it doesn't get moldy, but you're going to want to put it to a plastic bin that you don't really like that much. You're going to have to shake it up from time to time, and this is my fake blood, some of it, and I've got a lot here. So, without further ado, let's get into this. It's going to be a couple of stories. First one, I'm going to be giving credit to all of these people. Regret by SmileGirl underscore JPG. My sister's funeral was I will be saying these in first person, so I am SmileGirl underscore JPEG. My sister's funeral was earlier today. She was my little sister, particularly still a baby. She didn't deserve to die, and not in the way that she did, mangled, crushed flat, and churned up under a car's wheel. They wouldn't let us see the body. Cheery. I haven't told my parents it was a suicide yet. I should tell somebody at least, because no one believes the driver when he tells that she honestly just did jump into the road out of nowhere. An innocent man's life is being ruined because of my sister's selfishness. I told her she was being selfish, and I told her she would regret it. But I honestly didn't think that she would go do it. I thought she was too young, too mean. Something as serious as that. The guilt is incredible. You wouldn't believe it. I was there for her, and I should have been. I should have helped her, and I didn't. I didn't know if I could live with it. Maybe she had the right idea. I was right about one thing, though. Her regretting it. I could hear her crying in the coffin all the way through the service. Cheery! Honestly, these are pretty short, and that doesn't really help with making videos very long. Because, you want a video to be a little bit longer. So I'll probably go on rambling. Honestly, let's get on to the second. Let's get on to the second video. Clockman. This one has no credit to anybody. I toss and turn, my eyes wide open. It just seems to be unable to get sleep or even close my eyes, because every time I do, the ticking of my clock gets louder. I can feel something there. The sight of displacement in the air above me. Miles of my skin. Let me re-say that. The eyes on my skin. The breath on my cheek. When I open my eyes, nothing. No displaced air, no intense stare, no breaths, only a silence. A tick too long before the clock starts ticking again, and then a chill in my bones. I shake my head. I can't do this. I can't get up to walk into the kitchen. Once there, I open the fridge and I grab some milk. It's only when I shut the door of that tiny yellow post-it catches my eye. It's almost midnight, and it's your time. I'm coming for you. The clockman. I held my breath and glanced at the clock hanging above my door. 11:58. 11:58. I hope every night at 11:58 I sit up in my bed, just sitting there with my back up against the wall, holding a knife in my hand, hoping that it doesn't come running, that it doesn't come to get me. And every night, I sit up, I see something at the corner of my eye, and then I look again. I swivel my head back and forth, hoping, dreaming that there's nothing there. One night, it runs at me. Me hoping, dreaming that nothing runs out of that corner. But sadly, one night, it comes. It stands in the corner. I stare at it. It continues staring at me. Its eyes widen and widen and widen until there's nothing left. No wall, nothing. No wall, no bed, just me and an empty, darkened space. My head jerks up. I look around my room. No man. But my back wasn't against the wall. I saw the wall in front of me. But what was I leaning up against, I said. I hear heavy breathing, hoping and dreaming and praying that nothing, not a soul or anything, can find me. Then I hear crunching. I turn around. I see the thing from my dreams, holding the head of my father. And that's where it ends. Now, a story. Made up completely by me. Give me a second to think. This stuff isn't hard. I enjoy the clicking. The clicking of sounds. I got one. I was 13 at the time. I had just turned. My family had forgotten my birthday. As usual, they never did. I was sitting in therapy. You see, I had suicidal thoughts at the time. I think, and I think. God, what is this guy gonna say to me? He looks at me. He comes in the room and looks at me. He looks me right in the eye and says, "Do you want this to end?" I say, "What to end?" He says, "This life, this dream that you're living." I say, "What? This isn't a dream. This is reality. This is real life." He then looks me in the eye and he says, "This is not real life. This is not reality. Reality would not be this horrible. Follow me, come with me, and I'll show you how to get out." I say, "No, that's crazy. This is reality. This is real life." He says, "Fine, if you won't believe me, then I'll just get somebody else." He starts to walk out of the room. I say, "You know what? No, I'll come with you." He grabs my arm and we start walking. I say, "God, what is this guy gonna do? He's probably some pervert." No, that can't, no. He's got a degree. I've been seeing this guy for the past 3 months. I have, that's the guy I've been seeing for the past 3 months. We watch together, and I hear the flip of a suitcase opening. 1 lock, 2 locks. He then shows me a pocket watch. Something kind of like this. He flips it open. He shows me the time. 10:54. I say, "But it was only 5 when I got here." It was 5:53. I should have said 6, but that didn't matter at the time. He said, he closes it back up. "Just remember the time." I do. He starts to say, "Listen," as he rocks it, as he rocks the watch back and forth, slowly, picking up speed, wider and wider. Now, you people at home, if you want this, then follow the watch. Follow it. he says, you will do whatever I say. You will be whoever I want. You will believe anything I say. He then stops it immediately. He then grabs a knife from his pocket. I said, whoa, what you doing? I then go up to him. He then comes up to me, takes a little snippet of my hair. He then shoves it in his pocket. And he says, just leave. Without even thinking, I turn around and run. He says, but don't act suspicious. I say, okay. And I just walk regularly back home. 5 hours later, I get a call. The man's voice says to me, what are you thinking of right now? I said to him, what I'm going to say back to you. He says, you will have no more suicidal thoughts. You will have no more bad ideas. You will be mine. I will not move until you grab a strand of your hair and cut it. Just rip it out. For some reason, without even thinking, I stop thinking entirely. And then I feel my hand wrap up and rip out my hair. I then walk outside. I have no idea where I was going. I walk outside and I see a man wearing a mask. A mask, something like this. But the one difference from this mask and his mask was his mask had a clock in one of the eyes. I hear the ticking and I immediately stand up straight, not moving, barely breathing. He then says to me, as he puts his hand on my hair, die. And that's where the story ends, guys. That's one of the perks of being a writer. You can come up with random things right on the spot. So, if anybody has any recommendations on what I should do, I need you to like and subscribe this video and comment a type of creepypasta that I should look up and read for you guys. So, without further ado, if I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.